Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video we are going to see the next part of optimizers. So we have seen mini based gradient descent, stochastic gradient descent as well as the stochastic gradient descent with momentum. So the next optimizer we are going to discuss is about Adagrad, that is adaptive gradient optimizer. So here actually we are not using momentum concept. Here actually we're manipulating learning rate in order to in order to have some better convergence near to the global minimum. So what you are doing, so we're just changing the learning rate. So here actually learning rate is not fixed. So here learning rate is not fixed. We're actually dynamically changing the uh, learning rate data while in training in the backward propagation. So during the backward propagation the training will happen, or I think all of you guys know that. So during that backward propagation actually, uh, while updating the weight, we are um, with different iteration we are taking different learning rate to have better convergence. So let's see how actually we are going to do it. So earlier actually in the conventional method, actually this was the conventional method, right? So actually we were using the constant learning rate. So the step size would be same. So it will slowly it will come to the global minima with the same step size, right? So it is the traditional way of to go to the global minima. So small step size, small equal step size. So it will take time, right? So it is not faster. So within the equal step size it will try to converge. But actually here what we are trying to do, we are taking one initial learning rate. Suppose 0.5 we are taking as a initial learning rate. So when the so here actually the fast if for initial stage we are taking larger learning rate. So slowly when the training goes on, so we are slow down the step size. Slowly here we are decreasing the step size or learning rate, while it will turn up to the global minima. So for initial stage we are taking larger. Slowly where when we are going near to the global minima, we're trying to slow it down, like slow it to the learning rate. So yes, this is faster. We can say this is somewhat faster optimizers for the weight optimization. So uh, okay, so this is the optimizer formula, that this is the newer weight and this is the older weight, minus that is n dash n, sorry, not it is not n, eta dash, that is the learning dash, the new learning that we are taking with the same derivative loss with respect to the older weights. Okay, so in that particular n dash, so what you are changing in the formula, so we are getting this formula. So what is the formula? This is the new learning rate that we are going to apply in our traditional weight optimization formula. So this is the initial learning rate that it is a hyperparameter tune, guys. I think you have already known that. So we have to mention one initial learning rate, and with like down alpha t with some epsilon. So epsilon is nothing but a small positive number, like small positive number. So I'll try to discuss this, like why we're going to use this small positive number. So actually why we are using epsilon here is like, if some like if for the initial stage, if it is goes to zero, so this division will throw the error zero division error, right? So it will throw zero division error. So in order to avoid that particular error, we are using small positive number, so that it will not affect if this particular alpha t becomes zero, right? So okay, so what is alpha t? Alpha t is nothing but uh, I like it to be the summation of all iterations with respect to derivative of loss with respect to weights with that current iteration, we're just squaring it out. So what is like why we're taking this and how it is gonna change the learning rate or slows down the learning rate while training goes on. Let's see. Suppose I'm taking for t for third iteration. So iterations we are taking three summation of loss, right? So third iteration, this is the first iterations, this is the first iteration loss derivative, this is the second iteration loss derivative, this is the third iteration loss derivative, right? So while the training or iteration increases, while the training increases, this alpha value also increases. As this alpha value increases while training increases, this n dash will, this, I think this is n dash, the n dash will decrease, right? So why so what I'm trying to say here is, uh, when the training increases, so as you can see, if I take t is equal to 4, so we have to add one more, right? The current the loss derivative for uh, iteration 4, right? So this alpha t will increase through the iteration increase. If alpha t increases, if this alpha t increases, so as you can see, this eta dash, that learning rate, that new learning rate will be decreased, right? So if alpha t increases, the eta dash will be decreasing, right? So yes, so that actually proves that if the iteration or training increases iteration by iteration, the new learning rate will be decreasing. So it basically means, so initial stage it will be this much step size, though the iteration increases slowly, it will try to converge with less step size. Okay, I think you guys got my point. So yes, this is all about this ADA grade. We are just manipulating with the learning rate. But one of the major disadvantage with this is like, suppose for large iteration, suppose for large iterations, what happen for large iterations? Suppose this is some 100, right? So for 100 iterations we are taking. So for 100 iterations, this alpha t will be increases, as we have to consider hundreds of loss, like loss derivative, uh, and also we are squaring it off, right? So in the time means, in the time comes, the alpha t will be so much high. Like if the alpha t is so much high, you can think that, so if alpha t is like alpha t becomes so much high, so the n dash will be very much negligible, so it will try to come to zero. If this denominator becomes very high positive, keeping this constant, keeping this initial as constant, initial learning rate is constant, so this new learning rate will be very low. So if this will be low, if this will be is this value nearly equals to 0, so this part actually, if we are multiplying, if we are multiplying loss with this particular eta value, so this whole terms will become 0. So there will be no update, the like the previous weight and the updation weight will be pretty much same. So this is the most disadvantage. So to overcome this, we are using RMS prompt. So the next optimizer we are going to discuss about RMS prompt. So yes, so this is all about Adagrad. So thanks for listening, guys. If you have any doubt, so you can comment me out and I'll try to solve all of your queries.